Hello, one and all present here. This is Amit Kumar Singh, and welcome everyone to my MS Excel class. So, what we are going to do today, we are going to discuss something which is very important, guys, and something which is very relevant in your day to day life when it comes to calculation of future value of money. Like, you all want your money to multiply, right? So, imagine if you are depositing your money in mutual funds or bank FD or Kisan Vikas Patra or Public Provident Fund. You want to know ultimately after that many years how much your value of money will become. So the most relevant or very common formula what you can use through MS Excel, that is FB function, you can use here the rate you understand, right? How much rate of interest that particular instrument is giving you. Some instruments offer risk-free interest, some instrument offer risky interest where the returns are not guaranteed. So probably under that scenario you cannot do. You need to do individual calculation looking at the values. So we are not going to discuss this in this class. We'll discuss more about when we'll do financial modeling. NPR means the time period. PMT here means annuity. So in case if you are calculating the future value of money, where the period of the payment is continuous and after every regular interval of time, imagine if you are depositing some X amount of money, that X should be constant. Then that X you can write as a PMT. PV means initially, if when you are calculating the future value, if you have some value left in the account, and on the top of that if you're depositing money, then that would be your PV. Type would be two types. So when you work on type, by default it will take zero. Otherwise zero means immediate annuity, means at the end of the period. So that is called zero. Zero means immediate annuity. And when we talk about one means annuity due. So one means annuity due. Okay, everyone. So if you do not type anything, it will take always annuity only. So future value of annuity, if you use FB is equal to rate, then NPR is your time period, PMT, PV, you can put zero, then type zero, that is future value of annuity. So the formula for this future value of annuity formula, A divided by R percent 1 plus R percent to the power time minus 1. Already we discussed about this formula in the previous class. If you use 1 in the form of type, then it is example of future value of annuity due. So when we talk about future value of annuity due, that is equal to future value of annuity into 1 plus rate of interest. This would be future value of annuity into 1 plus rate of interest. So this is the formula of future value of annuity due. So guys, once you are clear with this concept, you can do the same calculation what I did probably before. Okay, 1 minute. Let me search. So like how I'm searching. So I'm just using what I'm doing. I'm just using this alt tab. If you use alt tab, you can get this. So the same future value which you calculated by using a mathematical formula, you can do the same thing by using the FB function. So you can write equal to FB bracket open rate would be 12%. Fix the cell F4 comma NPR. Okay, sorry, NPR is a time period. You can take NPR here is not one. So here NPR would be your 9, which is your last cell, minus 1 means it will grow for 8 years, right? So you can fix this cell. So F4 key. Then once this is done, PMT here put 0. Okay, PV would be this value, comma type C 0 and 1. So take 0, otherwise by default it will take 0. 1. So this is your E10, that is your rate. Then this is, yeah, so this is 9 minus 1 time period. Then PMT is 0. Then present value. So this is your PV, then type 0. So if you just see this future value, this is your future value. So let do the formatting, format painter, click on this. Yeah, so this look appropriate. Then do double click, you'll get the same value. You're getting it right. Now, if you want one-time calculation, you can do the one-time calculation also. You can do one-time calculation also. Again, same formula equal to PFP. Rate would be 12% and PR would be total 9 year. PMT would be this amount. Okay. PV type PV0 type 0 close bracket enter. You will get the same thing. If you calculate future value of annuity due, copy this. Okay, paste this. So F2. So here what is taken 12%. E10 12%, 9 time period. Then D12 would be the same only because it continues the amount D12. Yeah. So then here type put 1 enter. So this is future value of annuity due. You will get the same thing if you multiply this with 1 plus rate of interest. I think it's 8%, right? 12%, not 8%. Format painter, just click on this. If you do the same thing, fine. So you will get the same value. So I hope you understood the concept of future value of annuity, future value of annuity due. You can do the calculation either using by normal mathematical formula if you are doing the calculation, or you can use the future value of annuity. So annuity concept we can use when the amount should be when the amount what I'm depositing, that should be constant. In case if your amount is not constant, you cannot use the annuity concept. Then individual calculation only you need to do. So like here, suppose if I use rand between command, rand between, and if I put any value between 12,000 to 16,000, what rand between command will do, it will generate random number between 12,000 to 16,000. Okay, and then if I copy this and then control V, if I paste this, then remove the formula, control C, alt ESV. Okay, so remove the formula. So then if the amount what you're depositing, if the amount is not same, then you cannot use the formula of future value of annuity, where the annuity concept will not work. Then individually only you need to calculate the future value, and then you know how to find the sum, right? So that is how the process will be worked on. So I hope you understood this concept, the concept of using the FV function in MS Excel, which is a financial function, the concept of calculating the future value of our money. So irrespective of whatever domain we are working, sooner or later, once we start receiving or saving or planning for investment, we need to look for alternate products which can give us our required return, so that we can beat inflation and we can get an appropriate return in the market. That time the basic knowledge of compounding will definitely help us. So guys, I hope you understood what all I have done in this class. So with that intention, it's time to wind up the class. Thank you everyone. See you all in next class. Take care. Bye everyone.